receptions. A little receptions. I've been wanting to do a chat for mad days. I want like a long format chat instead of these little pop ups and pop out. Especially as soon as I fire this sucker up, it goes down to one bar, and that's just YouTube's always been like that. I've had AT&T, I've had Verizon, I've had who else have I had? I've had T-Mobile. It's all the same when it comes to using the YouTube app. Um, Looks like this fool I know from Vegas. Man, where we at? Where we at, son? I was gonna get on a thing earlier today and talk about. I was listening to Madge Teray chat, and if anybody knows Madge is black. He does Black Guns Matter, and so I usually am 99% in agreement with Madge on everything, on most everything. But you know, the kryptonite, the kryptonite of black folks. There's a kryptonite of black folks. Black folks have a kryptonite. It's their skin color. When it comes to them feeling disrespected, or somebody of their same skin color being disrespected, or say be called the N-word or whatever, when it comes to the black skin, that is the black man and the black woman's kryptonite. It's such an egregious act when somebody points out their skin color for one reason or another, or uses the N-word. It's so egregious that most black people cannot resist the temptation to, either at the very least get emotional and at the very most get violent. So, trying to wait till I pop out of this little fucking valley here, and hopefully I'm gonna get better reception. I don't want to get knee deep into this and be stuttering and stammering here. So, gosh, man, they're just doing stupid shit during the day. These guys need to work at night. It's hard enough to get around Arkansas and the Ozarks. Everybody's stuck behind a damn semi truck loaded down with, I don't think it's cement, it looks like soil. We're going 10 miles in a 55 zone right now. I'm going 11 in a 55. So, Nick Fuentes does this video, I guess, and I don't know. There's all these people just wrapped up in just fucking stupid shit because I guess they just got nothing better to do. But Nick Fuentes is such a goober. He's a cuck. He is so sorry. I used to think Nick Fuentes was kind of cool because I was thinking, he had some points, and I thought he was Hispanic. Usually when you end up with a name like Fuentes, you're going to be of Hispanic descent. I guess he's not. I guess he's just a white gooey. But he's weak. Madge pointed out a bunch of stuff, played a bunch of receipts of him just being sorry. He's sorry. He's a sorry ass dude. So I'm not going to take Nick Fuentes' side here or anything. But here's the big but. He had a point, and this is, there'll be context to what I say about it. But his whole thing was, I don't want to live around black people. Black people are violent. It was just a little however many minute rant about the cons around living around black people, and he didn't want to live around black people. And so, I guess trying to make this short, not so damn long. So I guess Jason Whitlock agreed with Nick Fuentes and even referenced some Jesse Jackson type deal from back in the 90s. And Nick Fuentes fired back at him. I don't know. Jason Whitlock first gave him props, and then somehow he was all shitty with him, and then Nick Fuentes was like, what up, everybody? Nick Fuentes was like, bro, you're a token black. He was like, you're a token black, and that's the only reason you get what you get. So I'm watching all this from the Madge Teray chat, and Madge is right on a lot of stuff, but what he does, I mean, he's changing the way he talks, and I get it. Those Philly people, they got like their professional accent, and then they got their all the way ghetto accent. I guess that's just a Philly thing. I got a boy from Philly, and I know he could be totally professional, or he could put the ghetto verbiages on there. So that's the first part. I see Madge getting all twisted and upset because, there's FBI stats that say like 13% of the population commits like 90% of the violent crime in this country. Whole bunch of FBI stats just showing that the black community is all jacked up, and the black community has a ton of problems. And this is where I would put my context into it, is that black folks have a lot of problems, but the only solutions, or just for fucking going through the motions and saying that we're coming up with a solution, is to play the victim. So it's almost like the drug addict that they always say the first problem, or the first part of winning, or however these fucking drug addicts and alcoholics say, is admitting that you have a problem. Coming to the table, and then black people collectively saying, hey, we got a fucking problem in the black community. That would be what somebody who's trying to remedy the solution, or come up with a solution, remedy the problem, that's what they would do. But then the black community, because of the white liberals, probably mostly, they're held in some type of victim type deal. What up, Mass? They're held in some type of victim mentality, and so that is the predominant black culture, or the predominant part of black culture. It's like rap music. We could go down a rabbit hole of why there is rap music, who stands to gain from rap music, but who stands to lose from rap music, especially, is the black community, the country as a whole. This is coming from somebody who likes rap. I love all types of rap, but I'm just saying, we're coming up with solutions here. And instead of getting all emotional, Madge's thing is he's getting emotional because, the stats are there. And so, his rebuttal is, the predominant of pedophiles and school shooters are white. Well, Madge, I would say, listen to me, bro. The population of this country is 60% white? Is that where we're at now? Or are we still a little bit higher? 65, something like that? So you would think in a country where the predominant race, they would have the higher numbers of crime and all that good stuff just by default, right? So they would, in a normal world, the white people would lead in every crime statistic, right? Just by virtue of there's more white people here than anything else, right? But okay, so white people lead in pedophilia and, pedophiles, and I don't even know if he just made that part up, but I guess the school shooters and maybe the pedophile thing is true, but regardless, all those numbers should reflect the highest murderers and rapists, and all that should all be white across the board, just for the sheer fact of the numbers, right, of the people in this country. But no, you take one of the smallest minorities, or a smaller minority of black folks is 13% of the population, and they commit 90% of the violent crime in this country. It's 90% of the violent crime, it's 90% of black on black crime, 90% of black on white crime. I mean, obviously, because the black's the target demographic here that they're trying to explain, but they lead all these categories that black people fuck up other black people, and they fuck up everybody else. They spontaneously combust all over the place, and they cause crime, violent crime. And that could be, we could look at the causes. It's all this, there's all these fixes that people are trying to throw at the problem, right? There's all these solutions, but none of them fucking work. I think the best solution in all of that anybody out of everybody that was all involved in this conversation is maybe Jason Whitlock. And I don't really love Jason Whitlock. I think he is a token black guy. I think he's soft as fuck too. So, and he's just mismatched on certain things. He's inconsistent in my opinion. But is God, getting black folks back in the church, getting back to the community, the church community, having fathers and mothers in the home, whooping that ass and taking responsibility and accountability for your children and your children's actions. Not, lawless nights in Chicago of, what do they say, teens, or it's black teens. I'm sure you can find a whitey running around in the crowd, but it's black teens. When I left Las Vegas, it wasn't, the white man. Oh, yeah, I'm not going to lie. It was everybody in Vegas. I'm not even going to single out nobody. But, the neighborhood I lived in before I left, and the last bunch of years before I left Vegas was a black neighborhood. And black motherfuckers was sitting outside fucking smoking weed all day, watching me come and go from work, not working. In a luxury apartment on top of it. Luxury apartment. This is what it was in Vegas. But I'm trying to wait till I come over this hill and hopefully I get another bar. It's bullshit. I hate how here we go. I just hate how bad the reception is out here. I mean, I guess it's awesome if to be the end of the world. There's all types of dead zones out here, but black folks the black entertainers are preaching to black folks to fucking, buy a chain, buy a car, buy a house, get a bitch, get bitches, get hoes, fuck taking care of your kids, fuck getting married, all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, that's the common theme in the message in the black entertainment community to the black folks living the everyday lives. And so, I mean, white people ain't telling, that's what I noticed, I know some white folks that got some bread, right? And I've been to their house. And I mean, I'll just be very vague because I'm just trying to say, like, and this is newer to me more, because I mean, every white fool I knew basically back home was just as poor as me, but out here, these fools together, all the kids but like one went to college, in college, out of college, motherfucking LLCs and 401ks and good credit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kendrick Lamar, they not like us, huh? I mean, motherfucker, damn right we're not like you. And I'm only half, so I don't get all the credit. White people don't want me. And Mexican fools are more accepting. Actually, Mexican fools are a lot more accepting than white people, but I guess it just depends on where you're at. Very accepting out here. But the whole crux of this whole whatevers is that Nick Fuentes basically went on this rant. He did the Scott Adams. We don't want to live around black people. We're done. Basically, we're fucking done. And so I would add context to that. I would say I agree with that. I would agree with that. Around either. I don't even know if I want to live, I don't want to live around nobody, even white people. I don't want to live around nobody. In a perfect world, I would just, wouldn't have to deal with anybody. White, black, Hispanic. I think everybody equally sucks. Let's not be glossing over FBI stats, what the problem is in the black community. It's violence. It's fucking violence. It's no two parents in the household. It's the streets raising kids and rap music raising kids, and there ain't no morals and there's no good side upsides to that. So I don't know, man. At some point, some honest conversation has to be had, and just because you're black, once this conversation has to start being had, it's like, I mean, you don't have to. He spent so much time going through Nick Fuentes to assassinate his character, and I mean, that's fine. I appreciate the receipts showing his hypocrisy and all that,